Our family have no idea what we're doing.
We all understand what classical art is, but there's something new in town. This digital picture sold for $69 million. It's what's called an NFT, which is something that exists within cryptocurrency blockchains. This type of art has existed for a few years now, but recently the market exploded, with corporations like Visa even buying their own NFT. Benjamin Ahmed is only 12 years old, and he earned nearly £300,000 selling his NFT collection. But why would somebody buy an NFT when anyone can just hit copy and paste? When you own an NFT, you actually own a unit of data on a blockchain. But you don't need to understand crypto or blockchain to understand the basics of NFTs. All you need to know is that there's information in the cloud which shows exactly which wallet holds which NFT. That's enough about blockchain. Let's have a think about what NFTs are really doing. NFTs are not the same as a painting on a wall, and if you look at them as such, you're sure to have disagreements at the dinner table. Many kinds of NFTs can be looked at more broadly as collectables, similar to coins, watches, or stamps. There are many different kinds of NFTs that do many different things. Nike have even patented a plan to link NFTs to their shoes. The band Kings of Leon created an NFT of a song, and it was shot into orbit on a SpaceX mission. And there are many other large organisations exploring the space. One emerging use of NFTs is video games, where the NFT itself is used within the game. Warriors of Aradena is one such NFT collection. These NFTs earned the founders over $1 million, which they're using to fund the development of the game.
Hi, I'm Thomas West. I'm the CMO and founder of Warriors of Aradena. Warriors of Aradena is an NFT collection. We created 8,000 unique warriors to be used in an upcoming game series which we are producing. We're basically developing a play-to-earn game where players can play against one another from all around the world, and they'll be rewarded with like an in-game cryptocurrency. So they can then basically withdraw that cryptocurrency. So we're essentially paying people for their attention. It's a new type of like gaming system, which is relatively unexplored. And I mean, the gaming industry is worth 150 billion. And blockchain gaming and this sort of gaming system doesn't really take up a big portion of that. So we're looking to really sort of like explode into this space. Warriors of Aradena is actually sold out in 13 minutes, where we made over $1 million. It's basically like community-led fundraising for us, where we can use the money to reinvest into the project. I guess some interesting figures are some warriors are being sold now for like 50 times what they were bought for from us. People are actually earning, and our community is earning like a great deal of money by having minted them for one price and reselling them for much, much more. As well as our secondary sales, we get a commission for every single one traded. So we get a percentage of that trade. That trade will then go into our play-to-earn game. The commission, will go into that play-to-earn game. That's how we create the business of like paying people for their attention by people trading their warriors for gains. Our family have no idea what we're doing. They literally, my parents do not have a clue. And I know it's the same for the other boys. They're really proud of us, but sometimes it's a really tough space to describe. So they're getting there though. They're slowly getting it. I think it's really important to differentiate between cryptos and NFTs. I know cryptos obviously run in cycles, but like NFTs will always have that sort of intrinsic value, whereas it's artwork.
NFTs have shaken up the art world by giving new tools to digital artists.
I think the key point to make is that unlike, say, other art movements or types of art, you think maybe of graffiti or video, NFTs are different. They're clearly a major disrupting influence, but NFTs aren't actually the artwork. They're the certificates, if you like. NFT stands for non-fungible token. They're the tokens. Digital artworks are now going to be recorded in a slightly different way. You can have an original digital artwork in a way that wasn't possible before. And that's what brings the huge prices. There's only one of these items, therefore it will sell for a very, very, very large amount of money because of the scarcity or the rarity value. Still such early days in the relationship between NFTs and the art world. My suspicion is that certainly that these current great heights, these peaks that we're seeing in the market right now will not last. That's pretty much for certain. I guess another thing is that a criticism made of the art world generally in the last, certainly in recent decades, let's say, is that the intrinsic value of an artwork is often divorced from the financial value.
there's another example of an asset being separated from its actual value. Let's talk about tulips. During the 17th century, in what was then the Dutch Republic, tulips were incredibly fashionable. So fashionable, in fact, that prices soared. Single tulips were selling for acres of land, and the market reached incredible heights. And then it crashed. People were financially ruined. Tulipmania is what it's now called, and it's widely considered to be the first recorded asset bubble in history. There are many skeptics of NFTs that say it's just the same market frenzy as Tulipmania, and if it crashes, all those left holding the bag will have lost a great deal of money.
The thing about a technology like NFTs is nobody really knows where they're heading. The very optimistic side of it, you have huge economies, people buying property online using NFTs, people buying artwork and clothes and selling NFTs that they've made themselves online. And this could be, in theory, an economy that's billions, tens of billions of dollars. A lot of people at the same time think this is just simply something that is going to fizzle out. If we might look at where NFTs are going in the very short term, I think people will try and integrate them into video games, an area that there is already a lot of online commerce sort of happening in. I don't think it's advisable for anybody to put money that they can't afford to lose into NFTs at all. Any money that somebody should invest should be money that they are happy to lose all of it, because that could very well happen. One area that people think NFTs are going to have a lot of value in is what is known as the Metaverse. The Metaverse is not a concept that probably most members of the public are going to relate to or talk about, but it is something that a lot of the biggest and most influential technology companies are spending a lot of time and effort and money thinking about. Epic Games is positioning itself as a Metaverse company, recently raised $1 billion to invest in these sorts of concepts. Mark Zuckerberg at Facebook has talked about making his company centered around the idea of the Metaverse. They're investing in virtual reality, virtual worlds, meeting rooms where people, instead of going on Zoom or instead of going to the office, will put on a headset and be in a virtual meeting room within VR. If you look at the evolution of technology and computer graphics, these virtual worlds are only going to become more realistic and more akin to what we see around us in the real world. So if you believe that the virtual worlds of the future are going to be as valuable and as important as the ones that we live in today, then why wouldn't you believe that a piece of fashion or artwork or a house that is a virtual property is as valuable as one that we live in right now?
I don't think we've even seen the tip of the iceberg. I think the potential of what the internet is going to do to society, both good and bad, is unimaginable. I think we're actually on the cusp of something exhilarating and terrifying. The actual context and the state of content is going to be so different to anything that we can really envisage at the moment, where the interplay between the user and the provider will be so in simpatico. It's going to crush our ideas of what mediums are all about.
The virtual worlds of the future are fast approaching. As our lives become more digital, the question of digital property will become increasingly more relevant. The technology behind NFTs may or may not play a part as we explore deeper into this strange new world. The future of NFTs is unclear, but one thing is for certain: the Metaverse is only just beginning.